Alright, so I've made my orange. I have a little extra yellow on the side and a little white if I want to lighten it up a little bit. And in this painting, I'm actually going to leave the canvas just white. I'm going to grab my 1/4 inch paintbrush, get a little wet, and we're just going to make a circle in the middle. Let's see, this would be the middle. So yes, so from about here to here, we're gonna make a circle, and this is gonna be the pumpkin. All right, so I've made a circle. I decided to definitely make it like a little bit more of an organic shape because we are making a pumpkin. There's gonna be a circle here, so I'm not really gonna worry too much about it. This is where the cat's gonna be coming out. Actually, what I'm gonna do is make this just a little wider. Take up more of this space. And we're gonna, the last strokes, we just wanna kind of carve them out going in a pattern. Kind of like, imagine you're actually carving out a ball or a sphere. Okay, so here we have this. I'm going to grab a little red on my palette and just darken up like where the shallow part, sorry, the hole is for the pumpkin. So I'm just gonna grab and do another circle inside here. And this is where the cat's gonna be coming out. So you're gonna want it to be fairly big, not too big, obviously. All right, let's let this part dry completely. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use my blow dryer on a cold setting to help this layer dry quickly, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, I'll see you guys in like 5 to 10 minutes. Let's just kind of do a basic gray shape to outline our cat right here. Like just kind of the real basics of the ears. So we'll do a circle, a long tube shape, and then the ears. But we're gonna grab gray. All right, so this part is tricky. We want our cat's eyes to be looking this way. So you're gonna wanna just maybe, for reference, recognize that we're splitting the head up into quarters. So one's going this way and one's going this way. We're gonna wanna have the ears between, like on this half, so it looks like she's looking up, because it's really easy to wanna just naturally pull them so like she's looking straight at you, which is totally fine. But we're gonna do 2 triangle shapes. My cat's gonna be looking to the side, so I'm gonna try to make sure that I keep those ears on this upper half at a slight angle. All right, so we have the circle, we have the neck that's going down, and then we're going to make 2 circles later right here, and that will be her paws coming out. But I want to finish this pumpkin, so let's clean off our brushes really good. All right, let's go around this pumpkin with a red. Well, we're gonna pull a little red and then finish off with some orange, so it's slightly darker, and we're gonna bring that color around the bottom like a U shape. This is where the shadow of the pumpkin's gonna be. And then let's grab some more orange, but then also pull in yellow and even just a little white to lighten that up. And we'll do the middle of the pumpkin by doing these shapes, just like a curved motion. So we're gonna bring that curvature to the pumpkin. I'm gonna grab a little more white to blend this in. This way, when we're on this half of the pumpkin, our curve is gonna go around. When we're on this half, our curve is gonna go the opposite way. And then as we get to the middle, it'll be more up and down. I'm just wiping my brush off real quick and grabbing some more of this dark and integrating it up into this highlight. Let's grab orange. We're gonna do this light orange and just work on the ridge here. By doing a curved line down and then blending it in with what we were just doing. It's going to be a U shape that goes across the pumpkin. I'm gonna grab white, make a very light cream color. I'm just gonna add some highlights going down and around this area, and then I'm gonna do one right at the edge where this is back here is the background, so I'm gonna do one around the edge. And I'm using the sharp edge of my brush to create more ridges. I'm going to wipe my paintbrush off with my paper towel and do some of these same motions with this red color. I'm going to add a little blue to my palette to create a very dark shadow, but I don't want to necessarily have black. So I'm going to use blue and red, or just a little blue. Yeah, a little orange, a little blue, a little of this red color to create a backdrop that's something other than black, because our cat's gonna be black. This is the background of the pumpkin. This is like the shadow, the inside where the kitty cat's playing. I'm gonna clean my brush off. This back edge is gonna be orange. So I'm just going to grab my orange and do a line with the sharp edge of my brush. Add just a little lighter color. This is kind of the rim of the pumpkin, so we just want to add a little white. We're going to come around this way, just adding tiny bits of white at a time. And I'm going to continue pulling down and around. I'm going to do this again because this part's a little bit drier now. And I want that texture of my paintbrush in there, so I'm not trying to make it super smooth. While some of this part dries, we are gonna add the first layer to our pumpkin top right here. So you can just grab orange. It's gonna be leaning up against the pumpkin, so we're gonna make an oval that's kind of propped. And I mean, we want it to be about this big. So not quite the exact same size of the hole, because you know there's that pumpkin meat around the side, the flesh, so like an inch shorter. And that's gonna be leaning up against our pumpkin. I'm gonna take more of this blue and just create a shadow right here. A nice and deep shadow. That's gonna be where the pumpkin is casting a shadow, the top of the pumpkin. Let's move back to this cat. We're gonna need to probably bring this neck down just a little now that I'm looking at it. So we're just gonna bring it down to the edge of this pumpkin. Now this should be dry, and we're gonna do the cat's paws. You could do white or black. I'm just gonna keep them charcoal. I don't know what color they're gonna be yet. So we're just gonna do 2 circles that are going around because he's holding on to the rim of the pumpkin. I'm gonna do one that comes from this corner and goes out and around. And then one that comes from this corner and goes out and around. While we're here, let's add another layer to the cat's face. It's a nice black around the edges. We'll add black here to the neck. Just make sure the cat is meeting the edge of the pumpkin. Add another layer to the ears right here. All right, let's get into the face structure a little bit. So what we're gonna wanna do is just take white. We're gonna wanna put some white in here. This is actually we'll end up putting that as pink. The inside of the ear. And then we're gonna do 2 big football shapes. Now remember, we're wanting to keep the eyes this way. So you might wanna just, for reference, grab a tool to help keep your eyes on the same level. And it's okay if they're gray because we're gonna cut, this is just the first layer. So 2 big almond shaped eyes. A good first layer. We'll do, just so we know, we're gonna put the nose there, the muzzle around. So just grab your paintbrush, go down and around. Why don't we let this dry for just a couple minutes and then we'll jump back in. I'll see you guys soon. With a clean brush, let's grab yellow. It's okay if it's a little orange, if there's a little red in there. But if you think about the meat of the pumpkin, it's gonna be yellow and then the outside's gonna be orange. So we're gonna make this a yellow, add a little yellow in there. We're gonna take this same yellow, we're gonna come down here, add the meat of or the flesh of the pumpkin to the bottom. I don't know that I want it to be that bright yellow. It still should be an orange, a little bit orange in there. So I'm gonna add a little orange. And this will all come together really nicely when we add all of our final details. So don't worry about it too much. This is definitely gonna need another layer or 2. I'm gonna go through with some more orange. I'm gonna do another layer of orange on the top of this sphere, or circle actually. It's not really much of a sphere. So if you take some of your orange and a little blue, you should get a brown color. You can also just use brown, but I'm gonna make the stem in the middle by making kind of just a curvy S-shaped line, just like that, and let that dry. All right, clean your brushes. Let's add just a little more shadow here with our purple and blue. Sorry, our blue and red, making purple, basically. We're gonna bring that shadow line right up to the flesh line that we made with the yellow and white. Just going around the cat before we add final layers to the cat. All right, I'm gonna just do, since I have this dark color on, I'm just gonna do a nice shadow line on the underside of the pumpkin and kind of bring it up, leaving those expressive brush strokes that I like. Let's go to the eyes. Grab some white. We're just gonna do another layer now that this is all dry. I'm gonna put white on the eyes. I'm gonna pull a little red, just a little over here. I wanna make a pink because the kitten needs a pink nose and pink in the ears. So put a little pink on her nose right there. You could use a smaller brush if this is too challenging. And then a little pink here on the inside of the ears. So I just noticed that the mouth is a little off, so that's why it's important to like really keep in mind the way you want your face to go. So like if your eyes are this way, her nose should really be going down and over, like right here should be, I need to fix these. So I'm gonna grab gray. I just gotta move this over just a little. It's not too bad, but I just noticed that it's a little off compared to the eyes because it should be following this line. Like so. I'm just gonna grab my brush and we'll fix that. And we're actually gonna probably make those black anyway, so I'm gonna make it a little darker. Grab your black. We're gonna do another layer of black on the paws. One. Continuing with black, I'm just gonna kind of put some black brush strokes through the cat. Okay, let's grab our 1/4-inch paintbrush. Get it a little wet. I'm just gonna add some like fur to the ear. We'll probably do more of this with our little teeny tiny paintbrush. I'm gonna grab yellow and do another layer on the pumpkin top. Let's make some shadows around because really the top of the pumpkin is gonna go like up and around the stem. So I'm gonna grab this purple to kind of create some shadows. Shadow lines, and then I'm gonna kind of blend it all together with this orange. Now I'm gonna grab some yellow just to like lighten up a few areas. I'm gonna grab just a little white because like this pumpkin is a little bit, we want those colors to match just a little more. So I'm gonna grab some cream and just do some highlights on the top. I'm gonna go through with cream, just add a few lines here and there. Not cream, yellow. I'm just gonna kind of let things dry and then we'll be back in just a minute with the right proportions to the face and everything. All right, peace. Let's grab black and we're gonna outline, it's actually gonna be a dark charcoal, outline the eyes with our 1/4-inch paintbrush. Let's go through with one last layer to that nose. Let's add a little more yellow, hopefully just one more layer to this pumpkin top. A little more orange to the pumpkin top also. We need to do some cream now that it's dry. Ooh, that's too much. Too much white. Just between the shadow lines. Let's make a light green for the eyes, or you could also do yellow, but I'm just gonna pull a little blue and yellow over here, plus some white. We're just gonna do 2 big green circles in the middle and let those dry. We're gonna take our teeny tiny paintbrush and I'm gonna go through and start adding details to the eyes. We're gonna start with this line that goes down the middle of the cat's eyes. You can make it as big or as narrow as you want. Now we're going to use the same brush. We're going to add some some blue to the eyes, just like some lines. that go from the outside, that go across, I should say. And then we're gonna do some more lines, but with green. Grab black and let's outline. Let's do eyelashes. I'm gonna fast forward through this part, but basically we're just gonna be making a bunch of shapes like this. We're gonna go one way and then we're gonna go the other way, and then same on the underside. And we're gonna be using all black, and we'll go back and we'll add some white eyelashes as well. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna add some just little fine brush strokes around the cat's face, like where the whiskers and stuff usually are, just with black for right now. I think we'll give him some crazy hair. He's been playing in the pumpkin. I'm gonna add a little to the edge of his, or sorry, the tip of his ears, or her ears. I'm gonna work on the pink. We're gonna do some pink highlights, not pink highlights, but we're just gonna work on like the sharp edge of the nose with this fine brush, the ears, and then the eyes. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pink on the inside corners of the eyes and like down at the edge over here. Let's go through now with a white. And once again, the key to getting nice lines is having your paint kind of loose. Keep that in mind when you're doing this. Using some water if it feels like it's too hard to pull across the page. So I'm gonna do some, I'm gonna go around and add highlights. I'm gonna do, especially to help break up these black areas. He's gonna have a white chin, or she. I'm gonna add some white eyelashes as well, just a few. I'm gonna add a highlight to the waterline. Then we're gonna let these eyes dry. I'm gonna do a U shape in the middle of the paws. That's kind of like his big toe. And then bringing everything else down and around. Let's add some white highlights up to the ears. I'm now gonna go through and add some black outlines everywhere. So I kind of did all of the white that I want to do. I'm just gonna kind of clean up some of these edges with black, just where you feel like it will look nice. So I'm gonna go around the body and stuff like that. All right, the last step that we need to do, just make sure your eyes are totally dry, is we need to add highlights to the eyes. So I'm gonna grab kind of a lot of white and I'm gonna put it right here, make sure it's kind of wet. So I'm gonna do 2 U shapes, and then I'm gonna do 2 circles. And then like a little wiggle. I'm just gonna add a little white right here. I'm gonna take my 1/2 inch paintbrush I'm gonna grab a little of this blue and red that we're using for like just like a shadow line or some shadows. Okay, and I'm just gonna add a shadow here. I'm gonna add just a little bit of watered down black under. I already did, but I filmed it the wrong way. It was going vertical instead of horizontal. So I just kind of fill this in with some watered down black to kind of ground the piece, but maintain that raw canvas in the background if that's what you chose to keep. Now that everything's dry, let's add our signature somewhere on here. I just also want to thank everyone so much for coming and, you know, participating. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video so that you can see more content like this. I just love Halloween, so I'm really excited about all these pieces that are coming out right now. And yeah, it should be a really good time. So put your signature on there. Thank you again so much, and I will see you guys at the reveal and / the next video. Alright, so I just took the tape off and I just realized because there's no background, because I just decided to go with the raw canvas, it looks really weird for this ear to just like straight up stop. So I'm just gonna add a little point here because it's just like, it looks goofy. There we go. That looks much better. I just needed to add a little black. So if yours was also going off the canvas and you didn't have a background color, and you peeled that tape off and I was like, I don't know about that. So that's much better. See you guys at the reveal.